Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do a reading for you following my meditations on the planet Venus, which has made aspects to 6 of the planets, all of the outer planets included, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and Chiron, an asteroid, in the first 2 months of October. And this is reflecting our own efforts to separate ourselves from our past by surrendering to it. And this is a stroke of incredible maturity and openness to not resist the experiences, the lessons, the challenges of our past, but enriching ourselves in order to manifest with feelings from our heart so that we're becoming less able to fall back or default to patterns of the past and more productive, more immediate in our manifestations as we become clear about what is in alignment with our highest good. Your overall energy for this reading is the 10 of Cups, which is talking about everything. This is a stable community, family, home, secure relationships, comfort, knowledge in the relationship that attends to your needs and that you reciprocally attend to the needs of others, that you amplify what resources you have by sharing them, and the level of positive and informative communication that allows a functioning group, a functioning community to function. So underneath the deck, you have the 8 of Pentacles, which indicates that you've worked very hard to develop yourself, your resources, your skills, your vision, so that you are prepared for the opportunities that arise in such a generous and comprehensive community. This is, despite the woo-woo-ness of it, more like communities of old, where we knew our neighbors, we understood the needs of a variety of family units or individuals that were a part of our community, and we actively worked together to heal aspects of our collective well-being. So this has required you to work hard to feel that you were a contributing member to that. Even if you've always been a member, you've elevated your sense of leadership within such a setting. In the present, we have the Tower. I think this is related to the trajectory of your personal development and the way in which you understand that despite the kind of early training and nurturing you received, that the world that you want to be a part of is very different from the world that you were born into. This can simply mean that something is not working out as planned. And this feels like it's over a long period of time, that something has been developed, something has been worked out, something's been created, and it's having unexpected results as things you've relied on have collapsed, have fallen away, don't provide the service that you need. You recognize an opening for something that more closely suits you, is a better match for you. And you are more than willing to release the old and recognize this blessing in the disguise of a catastrophe or a disruption of some sort. In the past, the Magician card So this is really hitting very clearly on a manifestation. In other words, something that you have wanted, you have been desiring. You know that it's within your potential, your wheelhouse, and yet you needed to really focus on the resources you had in order to express yourself in this very authentic way. You can be delivering advice or seen as a thought leader in some very specific regard. You may be being consulted about some experience you've had in the past, and a greatly altered situation seems to call to your leadership, your experience. Whatever it is, you are consciously locating the resources in your sphere, as well as the way you want to feel about achieving certain goals. So you're not, because of the enriching experience of releasing your past by surrendering to it, it's almost as though you've kept the wealth of emotional attachments that you have gathered over the years of a multiplicity of relationships and experiences. And in that way, by releasing your expectations, you're allowing the emotional magic synergy to work for you and to produce feelings that you desire, uh, as much, if not more so, than things. So, despite the emphasis on of Mercury, of thought and ideas, I see Mercury here as a connector, as a messenger. And I do believe that you are telegraphing different parts of yourself. Some of the largesse you've gathered through maturity, wisdom, and experience. In the future, the Strength card. Many, many of you are getting the Strength card, and this calls out to me the very challenging times we're living in, and the need for you to safeguard and protect what you've gained in awareness, consciousness, spiritual alignment, in understanding that you are strong despite any outward appearance to the contrary. In fact, you're especially strong for a very specific reason. And my sense is that the time is now for many of you. Your particular brand of discipline, nurturing, caring, putting an emphasis on the nature of work, these qualities as work, something that is often discounted, right? Women's work or the work of taking care of is less valuable in our culture. Nevertheless, in order to do the work, it is imperative to understand the purpose of it and why it is so essential, why it is a building block. You're also helping others find their strength as you found yours and model yours. So this means never shirking an opportunity to help others. Despite whatever challenges you're facing, this is a very special gift that relies on the absolute ability to control your emotions. If this reading is resonating with you so far, Cancer, please like this video. Please share this with others if you feel inclined to do so, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It is greatly appreciated, all the support that I get from you. So I'm going to clarify with Benicio del Toro's Tarot deck. I acquired it some years ago and now feel it is the right time to use it. Halloween and the harvest celebration is not only universally appreciated, but it is a special time of moving towards the thinning of the veil, the difference, the bridge between worlds, the ability to move fluidly between worlds. The blackbird, the raven, the crow are two blackbirds that represent just that. Messengers from the other side, the other world. They moving back and forth between the living and the dead. I'm going to first clarify the magician in the past with the Ace of Discs. That's the same as the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Discs. This is lovely. So there's this fierce independence that has emerged for you. The magician is emphasizing a new opportunity to access some kind of wealth, access and generate some kind of wealth or abundance. This can be largely through your words, through your presentation of ideas, through the messages that you give. But what undergirds this opportunity, this new beginning, is your independence. Your independence is what gives you the ability to choose what's right for you. This does not mean that you're single. This does not mean that you lack friends or are alone in any way. In fact, quite to the contrary, it indicates that any relationship you're in is based on the independence of all parties and therefore the integrity of all parties to choose appropriately what works for them and consequently how to elevate the fate or the fortunes of the group, the organization, or the effort that you're a part of. The Tower in the present is clarified by the Chariot card and the Queen of Discs, the Queen of Pentacles. There's our practical queen. And the Chariot is really, for me, about self-acceptance, the focus that that gives you when you're not trying to be like other people, when you're not trying to fit in, it's not that you don't care what others think, you just no longer value conformity to a group. You have a clear sense that your group, your clique, your club, your family may extend across the globe in ways that perhaps your own family may not appreciate or understand. It further commits you to this idea of hard work, discipline, effort. Being productive is something that you recognize helps you to work around something that is an unexpected surprise, perhaps a disruption, a failure of some sort that you hadn't expected, but you're able to work around it, to find another way to produce equally or better. And that is because you have this focus of who you are and what you desire. And that acceptance takes away the sense of struggle. It simply allows you to point yourself in the direction of what you desire, your manifestation, and work towards that in a methodical, often quite rapidly successful way. It picks up the pace, definitely. But I do see you working relatively hard at things that you care deeply about and that you have determined and decided they belong to you. In the future, the Strength card is clarified by the Sun card and the Wheel of Fortune. This is about the karma, the good karma that the Strength card represents. Controlling your feelings, able to rise above the frustrations, the anger, the exhaustion even, of doing what is necessary to keep things moving. You are receiving a shift in fortune. You're being recognized and seen in a way for who you are, for your uniqueness, for your individuality. Even as you are relating your efforts to others on a mission as part of a service, your particular way, your power is recognized and seen, and you may be receiving some kind of largesse, some kind of a gift, some kind of an inheritance, or opportunity to experience a wealth of resources, so that whatever you're working towards suddenly receives an infusion. Organizationally, that might be an infusion of resources or cash. Whatever it is, you're experiencing the good fortune, the recognition, the positive benefits of the services that you are experiencing, that you are integrating into your community, your family, your circle of friends, into your project. I'm going to finish up this reading, Cancer, with Seed and Sickle Oracle and Alder flipped over, and I'm going to take it. The alder is number 43, and that reduces to a 7. So 7 is the number of the Chariot card, which you have here on the table, and gives us that rapid movement, that focused energy that speeds your vehicle, your chariot, your horse along because of your clear vision and clear insight. So I'm going to read from the guidebook here. And Alder, drawing this card is a warning that a conflict is on the horizon. Alder charcoal ignites quickly and was historically used to manufacture gunpowder and other explosives. Even the tree itself is said to be responsible for starting heated arguments. When tension does occur, try not to retaliate. A quarrelsome reaction will only make things worse. Try to play the mediator instead. So interesting. You have the mediator here with the magician. It's also the trickster, the messenger of the gods. If you enjoy this content, Cancer, check out more content here. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. And until next time, namaste.